This is Block Testament. Today's episode is one of the hardest ones to put together. We're talking about the final hours of Lil Poppa, born Janarious Mykel Wheeler, a young artist whose voice carried pain, reflection, and truth, and whose life was cut short at just 25 years old. This isn't about rumors. This isn't about speculation. This is about confirmed events, documented timelines, and the legacy he left behind. So let's walk through it carefully. Lil Poppa was born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, a city that has produced some of the most emotionally raw and street-centered artists in modern hip-hop. But what separated Poppa from many others was his tone. His delivery was often calm, almost reflective. He wasn't always yelling. He wasn't always aggressive. He spoke pain. From early on, his music felt like journal entries. Songs like Purple Hearts, Love and War, Mind Over Matter, and Happy Tears weren't just tracks, they were confessions. He spoke about trauma, loss, street pressure, loyalty, and survival. His fans didn't just listen to him, they related to him. As his buzz grew, he caught the attention of Yo Gotti, who signed him to Collective Music Group, also known as CMG. The label had already built a reputation for developing street artists into national names. For Lil Poppa, this was elevation. Being part of CMG meant bigger platforms, bigger collaborations, bigger opportunities. But despite industry growth, he stayed true to the same introspective style that built his foundation. Fast forward to February 2026. On February 13th, Lil Poppa released what would become his final single, Out of Town Bae. The release didn't signal anything unusual. There were no public warnings, no visible signs of crisis. From the outside looking in, everything seemed normal. He was active. He was working. He was moving forward. Fans streamed the record. Comments filled up with support. The momentum appeared steady. 5 days later, everything changed. On February 18, 2026, Lil Poppa was pronounced dead at 11:23 a.m. Eastern Time in Fulton County, Georgia. He was 25 years old. Authorities confirmed his passing. At the time of the initial reports, no official cause of death had been released publicly. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office acknowledged the case, and an investigation was said to be ongoing. And just like that, shockwaves? Social media lit up within minutes of news outlets confirming the story. Fans initially questioned whether it was real. Screenshots began circulating. Blog posts followed. Then major outlets reported it. Disbelief turned into grief. One of the most haunting elements in situations like this is timing. 5 days. 5 days between releasing new music and being pronounced dead. When artists pass unexpectedly, fans often revisit their last posts, last lyrics, last interviews, searching for hidden meanings, searching for clues, searching for something that explains the unexplainable. In the hours leading up to his death, Lil Poppa had posted on social media. Nothing publicly confirmed indicated danger or distress. Nothing that clearly foreshadowed what would happen. And that's what made it even more surreal. There was no goodbye. There was no farewell message. There was no final interview predicting an ending. There was just silence. To understand the weight of this moment, you have to understand what Lil Poppa represented to his audience. He represented vulnerability in a space that often rewards toughness over transparency. He represented young men who carried trauma but didn't always express it loudly. He represented a generation balancing street loyalty with emotional exhaustion. His music wasn't fantasy. It felt lived in. When he rapped about pain, it didn't sound like performance. It sounded like memory. That's why his fan base was loyal. Not just casual listeners, supporters who felt like they knew him. After the announcement, tributes poured in. Fans posted lyrics. Artists reposted memories. Comment sections filled with disbelief. This can't be real. He was just dropping music. 25 is too young. And that last statement hit hardest. 25. In hip-hop, we've seen too many young artists pass before reaching full potential. The genre has experienced waves of loss over the last decade, and each one leaves a scar on the culture. Lil Poppa's death felt like another reminder of how fragile success can be. At the time of reporting, officials had not publicly confirmed the cause of death. Out of respect for his family and ongoing investigations, speculation should be avoided. What matters is what we know. He was active in his career. He released new music days before his passing. He was pronounced dead in Georgia on February 18, 2026. He was 25 years old. Those are the confirmed facts. Everything else, until officially stated, remains unknown. Now let's talk about legacy. Legacy isn't measured only by chart positions. It's measured by impact. Lil Poppa's catalog carries themes of grief, loyalty, introspection, depression, and ambition. His delivery was often steady and reflective, allowing listeners to sit with the emotion rather than rush past it. He wasn't just making songs for clubs. He was making songs for late nights, for headphones, for people driving alone thinking about life. That kind of music lasts. There's something especially painful about artists who seem to be on the edge of their next level. CMG backing him, consistent releases, growing recognition beyond Florida. It felt like expansion was coming, and then it stopped, abruptly. As we reflect on his final hours, we have to acknowledge something important. Sometimes there are no dramatic headlines, no long lead-up, no public unraveling. Sometimes life changes in a single morning. For fans waking up on February 18th and opening their phones, it was just another day, until it wasn't. The timeline is short. The impact is long. Hip-hop continues to wrestle with loss. But each time an artist passes, we're reminded to value the music while it's here, to support artists while they're alive, to understand that behind every song is a real person with real experiences. Lil Poppa gave his audience honesty, and in return, they gave him loyalty. This isn't a conspiracy story. This isn't a rumor breakdown. This is documentation of what happened, and recognition of a young life that influenced thousands. Janarious Mykel Wheeler, Lil Poppa, is gone. But his music remains. And sometimes that's how artists live on. If you appreciate deep, respectful breakdowns of hip-hop stories, legacies, and real timelines, this is what we do here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Block Testament, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another documentary-style breakdown. Your support keeps these stories alive and told the right way. This has been Block Testament. Rest in peace to Lil Poppa.